Men think that masculinity is just about having few traits: discipline, strength, and confidence. But it's not just few traits that actually makes you masculine. It's a system within you that actually decides your masculine orientation. And this has been explored in ancient traditions, it has been explored in Jungian psychology and also warrior cultures as well, as to what are the archetypes that truly makes you masculine. And a fully developed man actually embodies four masculine archetypes: the king archetype, the warrior archetype, the magician archetype, as well as the lover archetype. If one of these archetypes are missing, the man becomes unstable. If two or more are missing, the man completely collapses. But in today's day and age, modern men do not even have one of these four archetypes within them, and that is exactly what we are going to explore in today's video. So, if you're new here, I'm Vaishnavi and I'm a men's coach, and I help men heal with their traumas, attachment issues, and wounded masculinity in order for them to pursue a meaningful connection first with themselves and also a woman as well. Now, if you want to get coached by me and work one on one with me to actually heal your traumas and deal with any behavioral pattern that you have, you can reach out to me through Instagram using the link in the description box below. And apart from that, if you specifically want to work on building your masculine energy and getting rid of your nice guy habit, you will find the link to my courses as well in the description box below. So, without any further ado, let's get into the video and let's talk about these archetypes that you require inside you to actually become a fully embodied masculine man. So, the first archetype that I want to talk about is the warrior archetype. This is the energy inside a man that leads him towards execution. This is a man who has discipline, who has the will to execute tasks on hand. He also does the hard things when no one else is watching. But when a man lacks this warrior energies, right, he basically procrastinates a lot. He does not have a purpose. He does not have a goal in his life. He is so lost. And even if he thinks about ideas, he doesn't have the will inside him to actually execute on these ideas. But on the other side, a man with this warrior archetype, he wakes up early. He has the discipline to even train his body. He builds his mission block by block, and he also has a long term vision, which he has the will to even execute as well. So it's not just about thinking, but he actually gets the work done. And a man who lacks this energy, he has a lot of ideas, but he doesn't know how to even get started on working on these ideas. This is where people have dreams, but they do not have the ability within them to actually work on their dreams, and instead they end up procrastinating a lot because somewhere they don't believe they have the ability to even accomplish these things in their life. And a man who lacks this warrior archetype, he also engages in habits like scrolling daily, being clueless all the time. He avoids discomfort at all cost and he avoids discipline as well. And he has no ability inside him to even lead himself, let alone a woman. But there is also a shadow aspect of having excess warrior energy. And we should never ignore the fact that all of these archetypes needs to be present within a man in balance. A man shouldn't have like zero warrior energy within him, whereas a man should not just be made of warrior energy as well. Because the shadow aspect of having too much warrior energy within a man is he completely gets disconnected from his emotions. He is always in the hustle mode. He's always working. So men who have that work addiction in a lot of ways have that excess warrior energy within him. And this can often be traced back to that little boy inside him who is trying to prove his worth to people outside him, his parents, his family, society, and even to himself by working too hard. And few other downsides are he can also become very aggressive and he can also become very dominating in nature. To simplify things, just understand the warrior's purpose is actually to take his life forward with momentum but also have a sense of balance in his life. He moves forward, he destroys the obstacles, and he executes the mission. And without this warrior energy, a man does not even leave the starting line of the race as well. The second archetype that I want to speak about is the magician archetype within a man. This is a man who basically understands how reality works. He has the intelligence, he knows how to strategize, and he also has a good perception and understanding of things. He often understands deeply about human behavior and how people function and what they actually need. He knows how to read other people as well. And this archetype basically studies the world. He understands about psychology. He understands what systems are basically running the society. He understands power dynamics. He understands how money works and he understands about the deeper building blocks of what the matrix is made of. Now, if you look at it, the magician archetype also catches the patterns that most people miss. So, the warrior archetype within you is the archetype that basically fights the battles, but the magician archetype inside you decides which battles are actually worth fighting for. So, he strategizes and he decides what are the things worth executing. And when a man actually lacks this magician archetype, he becomes a naive man. He is someone who people take advantage of. He doesn't know how to strategize and how to even create plans for his life. He is very reactive and he is also not emotionally stable at the same time. But there is also a shadow aspect of having excess magician archetype in a man. Because when you have too much of this energy inside you, you become a man who constantly overthinks. You hide behind knowledge. You end up in a situation where you're constantly learning and strategizing, but then you lack the will inside you to actually take action towards those steps as well. And eventually, he ends up becoming a man who reads about building success and how to be successful without ever actually taking the action towards that success as well. In a way, he has so much knowledge that he doesn't even know where to start. So, on one hand, if you lack this archetype, you will become a man who can easily be manipulated, reactive, and no ability to even plan your life forward. But on the other side, if you have too much of this energy, you have so much knowledge that you don't even know where to start. So, to simplify it, the magician's purpose is very clear, that is, to have clarity in his life. And this basically helps you to see the game, understand the rules, and also predict how things are going to go forward. The third archetype present within a masculine man is the lover archetype. This is the man who feels everything, who feels life in itself. Most of the times, this archetype is very suppressed in a lot of men who have excess of warrior energy. Basically, this archetype gives you the ability to build connection, enjoy beauty, enjoy love, feel your emotions as well. So, a man who has this lover energy present within him, he can love deeply. He can connect with other people with ease. He can appreciate art. He can also easily build relationships with women as well. And apart from this, he also has the ability to actually understand his own emotions without suppressing them. And without the lover energy, a man actually becomes robotic. He can have the intelligence, he can have the will and the motivation as well. But without this archetype, he lacks the ability to actually connect with other people on a deeper level. It's easy to connect on a surface level, but you need this archetype within you to actually connect with people. Now, on the other side, there are also men who have excess of this lover energy, and the nice guys typically fall into this category. Because if you are a nice guy, when you fall in love, you end up forgetting your purpose, your mission, your discipline, and you end up chasing the woman all the time. Your mental energy is so consumed with making this connection work that you start losing yourself in this process. And that's the shadow aspect of having too much of lover energy. When you have too much of this energy, you will just be a man who would be feeling your emotions, crying all the time, but you're not processing your emotions as well. And too much lover energy without the warrior energy present leads into addiction towards things or even people as well. It leads into you chasing pleasure and not having any purpose whatsoever. So, again, you actually need to learn how to balance. So, the lover's role is actually very simple, make life worth living. But without this archetype inside a man, success will often become meaningless. So, this archetype is also very important. The fourth archetype that I want to talk about is the king archetype within the man. This is the man who organizes his life and leads himself. This is the archetype that actually brings together the warrior, the magician, and the lover inside a man. This is the man who integrates parts within himself. So he does not replace other archetypes, but he actually ends up organizing them. So the king archetype basically helps you to have a vision in your life, to take responsibility, and also to showcase leadership as well. And when a man actually steps into this king energy, the warrior inside him executes his vision, the magician inside him gives a clear strategy, and the lover inside him leads with humanity in him. And without this king energy within a man, the other archetypes can end up fighting with each other. This leads to a man who is basically consistent. One week he is very motivated, the next week he is lost and lazy, the third week he has no purpose and he is confused, the fourth week he again starts working. So there is no consistent rhythm within a man who basically lacks this king archetype within him. And the king only asks one question: what kind of world am I actually building? So he is basically the umbrella that guides other archetypes within him. He creates teams, ecosystems, families. And the king does not just live for himself, he actually builds a kingdom that other people can also be a part of. Now let's talk about the real problem with modern men. So, modern society has basically fractured these archetypes. You will find a man stuck in a distorted version of these archetypes or having one or two archetypes completely missing within them. In society, we will find a lot of overthinking magicians, men who are emotionally lost in love with excess lover energy. The aggressive warriors are also present, and there is also the passive boy who pretends to be a king. The goal is basically integration of all these energies and to take care of all these archetypes within you. Because if you don't integrate these energies and archetypes within you, you will be lacking in one or the other area. What's the point of creating so much success when you don't even know what love is? What's the point in only experiencing love in your life where you don't even know how to build something for yourself? And what is the point of just sitting inside your room strategizing and overthinking the whole time as well? And when you get these four energies to basically work together, you end up becoming a fully embodied masculine man who executes like a warrior, who is intelligent like a magician, who feels and lives like a lover, and who's also powerful like a king. And this balanced combination is actually very rare. And rare men are the ones who are desirable and who are magnetic at the end of the day. So instead of focusing on how do I become strong as a man, actually ask yourself the question: what archetype inside me is actually sleeping? Now, if you want to work with me and get coached by me, and if you need guidance in order to actually balance these archetypes within you, you can reach out to me on Instagram. You will find the link in the description box below. DM me the keyword coach so that I know you're reaching out to book a session with me. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you guys in the next one.